Hi everyone, I'm Kat Lee. Trying something new here. So I've never actually done anything with video, basically because usually I can't stand to watch myself do anything. But you know, the opportunities here. I've watched other people use this application successfully, and just thought I'd give it a try. Basically because what I've been doing for the last 10 years has had marginal success, very marginal success, and yeah, just need to keep trying something new, trying new ways to basically introduce myself to people. You know, if you're new to my story, I've been singing for over 10 years now, trying to break into a professional aspect of it, always with the underlying goal of ministry, but also just because I love singing. And I'm okay at it. I'm not going to sit here and toot my own horn, but you know what? I can sing a song, I can record a song, I don't need auto-tune, and I think these days that that in and of itself is fairly big. But I'm not young, and I don't know, I guess young would be the biggest thing. I don't have the look, I guess. I don't know, I could sit here and make excuses for why things haven't happened. My faith tells me the bottom line is things haven't happened because God hasn't wanted them to happen yet for me. I've had to focus on my family, and that was a big part of why I couldn't put a lot of time and effort into this. These days, though, girls are getting bigger. The youngest, the twins, are turning 16 this year. That's crazy. They're finishing up their sophomore year of high school, and yeah, now I can actually put some time into it. I feel like my voice is in a good place. I've been able to work on that and really hone my craft quite a bit. The only thing I've been lacking is the team to make anything happen. My husband has always been by my side. When the kids were little, he, by necessity, would stay home and watch them if I had a gig or anything, or if I had band practice. And he wasn't real involved other than just being very supportive and being there for me through that whole time. But now that the girls don't need us as much, he is becoming a very active part of this whole process. All of the recordings that I do, pretty much most of them that I have online now, and pretty much all of them going forward, were recorded in our home studio with Joe as the engineer. So Joe has been an integral part of my, if you want to call it a team. We're really just a partnership at this point, just a partnership. That really downplays. But anyway, but other than Joe, I don't have a team. Neither one of us are good at self-motivating, and neither of us are good at business or marketing. And these days, you kind of have to be able to do all of that to get anyone to take notice. Anyone meaning anyone in the industry. You kind of have to do all of the artistic development, all of the all of the legwork that the labels used to do for an artist to develop them, and all of that time, you kind of have to figure out how to do it on your own. And some people have been very successful at this, and others like me, not so much. So, you know, a lot of voices never get heard. You know, I think to voices that were discovered in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, how that was much more, it seemed much more organic. You know, someone would hear someone say, hey, you know, this person really has something special, and they would know somebody, right? And they'd be able to get that somebody in touch and get them to listen. And these days, they're just, it doesn't seem like anybody's listening. So what do? You kind of have to just reach out and do the best you can and reach as many people as you can and pray for the best, right? If it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. Got a lot of things going against me. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to give this a try, especially since last year was such a bust. I don't even know what happened to 2018. I'm gonna pretend like it didn't happen. It just wasn't there. I didn't put out a new song. I didn't do anything. I had an idea for where the ministry was going to go, and I was focused on that, and guess what? It didn't go there. So, not that that's a completely shelved idea, but it's pushed to the end of the table right now. So for now, Joe and I sat down and we're like, you know what can we do right now? I feel like we've been given, or we've put together a lot of pieces that we can start putting together by ourselves. You know, we have access to this kind of technology where, you know, I can talk to you, and whether anyone's listening or not, time will tell. But I can talk directly to you without worrying about character length, or, you know, whether anyone wants to take the time to read. Video is much more engaging, I know that. And so we just sat down and we're like, okay, what can we do right now? So we have the studio, we've built the studio, and oh my gosh, you can find backing tracks to just about anything. So yeah, I don't have a band, but I've got access to all this incredible music that I can sing along to. That doesn't really help me with any originals, but at least it gets, you know, it keeps my voice out there. It keeps new to me anyway, new music out there, and allows me to really, I'd say explore my range. You know, I'll be trying some new things. I'm working on one from Evanescence right now, so we'll see how that goes. You know, it's not all sweet ballads with me. So anyway, we just laid out, you know, what can we do? I like to write, and I've been dabbling with devotionals. My faith is a big part. It is the major part of why I'm doing all of this. So these devotionals, if they can help anyone kind of walk through the Christian life and, you know, just reach them on a personal level as far as that goes, you know, why not? Why not post those and make those available? So those on a weekly basis, it started this week, on a weekly basis, hopefully Wednesday. Wednesday is kind of my target goal, target day. I think yesterday they went out. No, I think it was Wednesday actually. But Wednesday, midweek, is my target goal for those. So weekly devotionals, just things I've been going through, things that, stories that I had reached me at some point, always Bible based, hold me accountable too. You know, people who know the Bible, pastors, anyone who has any kind of questions, hold me accountable. I am going to be doing my best to make sure that everything I write will be biblically correct and sound. But if I go out on a limb and you don't think that I got it right, call me on it. I'd love to have the conversation, and I absolutely need to be held accountable for that. So, weekly devotionals. That's the first thing. I'm going to be doing these little stories, these little snippets on, hey, what are we doing? What problems have I gone through? I know I'm not the only artist who has hit all of these roadblocks, so I'll be talking about that, talking about just the process of being a vocalist and what I'm going to be doing with that. You know, bands that I'm involved in, ministry gigs, just daily struggles. You know, it's not all. It's not all easy. In fact, a lot of it is hard, and there are a lot of in-between stages. So if I get to complaining too much, again, hold me accountable. New cover videos. I started out last year saying, hey, I'm going to do new cover videos once a month, and that never happened last year. In fact, the one video that we finally have ready, and I'll actually be posting on Monday on the 1st of the month, we started that last year around this time. And wow, was that a fail last year. But this year, Joe and I are committed to once a month, we're going to have a new song up. Like I said, we're already working on the next one. The one I'll be releasing on Monday is Need You Now by Plum. It's one of my absolute favorites. I include it in most all of my coffee house gigs, all of my performances. I just absolutely love that I have the backing track to that. So yeah, that's the next song. That's, like I said, I'm gonna release that on Monday on the 1st of the month, and subsequently the 1st of every month. That's the plan. So that's the next thing. And also I'm working on something that's really exciting, and if you guys are still listening to this at this point, wow, thank you. You're getting a little bit of a teaser. I mentioned it for the first time the other day on Twitter, and I'll be asking some questions on Facebook. I've already asked one, and it kind of got my mom friends all up and interested and kind of a little worried about me, I think. But it's for the podcast that I'm working on with a good friend of mine, Kim Mariani. We're calling it Fail It Forward. So don't know if you guys know the history of the concept of pay it forward. There was a movie 15 years ago, I don't even remember. But pay it forward, you know, for what you've been given, give to someone else, right? So fail it forward. We are two moms. My kids are older. Her kids are about 10 years younger than mine, and she's almost 10 years younger than me. So we're in different places in our mom journey, and it's amazing the struggles that we have in common. You know, we're very different people, very different backgrounds, but we are going through or have gone through the same problems, the same difficulties. And being out in the coffee house circuit for the last couple of years, being able to talk with so many people, I've learned that the things that I thought were so horrible that I was feeling when my kids were young, I'm not alone. not alone in those. And while I'm on the other side of most of them, and I can look back and say, okay, I got through that, it would have been a lot easier if I'd have been able to share that with someone, if I'd have felt like I could. And years ago, our moms, our grandmothers, they were able to do that. They were able to congregate. They were able to sit around the coffee table, play bridge or cards, or just drink coffee and talk about the kids while they were at school. And we don't do that anymore. We don't get together and chat. I mean, my gosh, one of my closest friends and I, we've been trying for over a month to get together for coffee, and we just can't do it. Our schedules are just messed up. And so it's hard to get together and talk one-on-one. So that's where this idea of the podcast came from, again, coming back to what tools, what resources do we have at hand that we can use, and this is one of them. So Fail It Forward, we're hoping to release the first episode probably the first of the summer, around June, July. We want to have several in the bank, so to speak. So in case, kids get sick, we can't necessarily keep to that schedule of every 2 weeks. We have to skip a week. Well, you know what? We've got the next episode in the can, so to speak, and ready to go, so that we can keep to a schedule we want to do every 2 weeks. So a bi-monthly release of this podcast. Like I said, starting June, July. That looks like a soft date right now. We've got the first episode recorded and edited. I'm really happy with how that came out. The second episode we're recording this weekend. And every couple of weeks we're going to be doing that. So that's a big part. And I'm really excited about it. So hopefully 2019 is more of a building and connecting year than 2018 was, because I think by the end of 2018 I was in such a funk and such a depression it wasn't even funny, and it was because I didn't have a clear path. I didn't have anything to do, and anything that I could think of doing just felt like busy work. So I'm hoping that these will get a good response, so that you guys will be my motivation. Feedback, always welcome. Always welcome. I'd love to get to know all of you a little better. Let me just say this: if anyone is out there who thinks that I might provide an opportunity for a love interest. I'm just saying this because I've had so many random people try to contact me on Messenger. I don't do Messenger, guys. I don't. I can't do it. After the third unwanted anatomical picture popped up on my phone, I threw it across the room and had Joe uninstall it. I can't do it. There's some creeps out there. That's never cool, guys. Never. Never. No woman wants to see that, okay? No. Not when we don't ask for it. So, if any guys think that I'm a good candidate for a love interest, no. No. That's not why I'm doing that. That's not why I'm here. I am married for over 20 years. I have 3 teenage daughters, and I am not doing anything to mess that up, because my husband is awesome, and I love my husband so much. I would never do anything to hurt him. So please, those kind of comments, those kind of, that kind of feedback, I guess, go somewhere else. You'll have better luck. I'm not your girl. So, that said, I think you're probably bored of listening to me at this point, and I'm tired of rambling at this point. But We'll do this once a week. Get into, like I said, a little bit more of the personal aspect and a little bit more of the business. So this was just an overview, and probably a little longer than the rest of them will be. So thanks for listening. Thanks for engaging. Absolutely. Like this, share it, do whatever you want with it. Just, yeah, if you like it, support it. All right? I think that's the biggest thing. Just don't be afraid to support. Please, I'm asking, I'm begging you, please don't be afraid to support. Love you guys for it. All the love in my heart, lots of love. Thank you.